everyone, it's Laura, and I hope you're all doing well. Today I wanted to share some tips on ways to cut your grocery bill in half. And I know a few weeks ago I made a video on healthy eating on a budget, so if you haven't seen that one, then I'll link it down below just so you can check it out. But I thought this one would be kind of like a follow-up video to that one and just provide you with some more tips on ways to lower your grocery bill. And so if you're interested, keep watching and let's get started. So my first tip, which is probably the biggest tip and a way that I really started to save money, is to finish what you have before you buy. And this is really huge because a lot of times we'll leave odds and ends that we've purchased from the grocery store run before. We'll just kind of like leave them scattered around and then they end up going bad and we end up throwing them out. So like I said, the biggest one is to finish what you have before you buy. And one suggestion I have for this is to treat your pantry and your fridge as the grocery store. And so when you're starting to get low on groceries, then look at your pantry, look at your fridge and say, what can I make for the next night or two for dinner? And what is a meal that I can create from these odds and ends instead of just letting them go bad and then throwing them away. So my next tip is the freezer is your friend. I'm a huge fan of the freezer. I buy tons of frozen fruit to put in my smoothies. If produce is starting to go bad, whether it's bananas, whether it's broccoli, whatever it may be, then pre-wash it, cut it up, put it in a plastic bag and put it in the freezer. Next is don't double buy. And by this, I mean know what you have stocked in your kitchen before going to the store. Because I know a lot of times we'll go to the store, we'll be wanting to prepare a certain recipe, and we can't remember if we have this ingredient in our pantry. And so it's super important to know what you have, know what you're getting low on, and so you won't be double buying. And along with that one, be open to recipe substitutions, because a lot of times when we're preparing, in particularly a new recipe, then we want to have the exact items that are recommended for the recipe. But know that it's super easy to Google things and say substitution for buttermilk, which I've done. Substitution for baking soda, substitution for baking powder, and things like that. And be open to using substitutions and know that just because you don't have those particular ingredients doesn't mean that the recipe is just going to go awry. So be open and be creative, especially when using new recipes. This next one I'm super guilty of, and it's don't be brand loyal. I know a lot of times I'll say, oh, well, my mom buys this brand or my grandma used to use this brand. But in the end, the store product and the brand product are more than likely the same. And I know a lot of times some store brands aren't as good as the high-end brand, and so I'll give you those. But for the most part, the items are the same if you buy the store or if you buy the high-end brand. Next, buy in bulk items that you know that you're going to consume. And the key is that you know you're going to eat them. If you're not going to eat them, then don't buy in bulk. But things like, for me, frozen items, I'll buy in bulk. Fruit, I'll buy in bulk. I eat fruit like it's going out of style. I eat a ton of fruit. And so items that you know you're going to eat on a daily, weekly basis that are going to be gone really quickly, then buy those in bulk. Next, grow your own herbs, and these are super easy. Even if you're living in a tiny apartment in New York or LA or Chicago or a tiny apartment anywhere, herbs are something that's super easy. Just put them on the windowsill of your kitchen or in a lighted area and just keep them watered, and they're kind of foolproof. It's hard to kill herbs, and it makes your recipes a lot more fun, and it saves you money as well. Eat vegetarian once a week, and this will save you money. I know a lot of people are doing Meatless Mondays, that's my accent coming out, Mondays, which is awesome because the whole idea behind it is that as Americans, we eat too much saturated fat. And so the recommendation is to cut down your saturated fat by 15%, and that ends up being one day a week. So Meatless Mondays is something a lot of people have been doing, which is awesome. And as well as being good for your health, it can also save on your budget. So I hope these tips helped you out. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm here for y'all. Don't forget to check out my website, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to be notified when I put up new videos. And I hope y'all are doing well, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.